So this is Kerbal Space Program 1.1 pre-release version. This is 64-bit rather than 32, which makes no difference at the moment. It may make things run a little bit faster if beta, there we go, this is pre-release. Yeah, it'll make things run a bit faster if I have lots and lots of stuff on screen, and it'll make things run better because I can have more RAM if I have lots and lots of mods. But we're just going to do this vanilla. So this is a new game. Let's see what's changed. So the user interface, if you go here, is slightly better. I'm not sure it's better, it's different anyway. So we need to gather silence from Kerbal and launch our first mission. So we're just going to game the first bit. And do the classic pure science mission. So here we see we can move this around now, and we've got a pin, so we can just leave it there. Pin that. Click observe. Right, the pin seems to have disappeared when I clicked observe. That's probably not correct, but whatever. We'll also do that one. Then we'll EVA. Okay, so it says we're flying at the moment. We can now just store experiment from here. Do a land-based EVA. There we go. Oh, on top of it. There we go. Quick first mission. Grab some science. Now we unlock Science Kit Junior, and we essentially do the same. So we can do this one here. Then you can just roll it along. Check our electric charge from here now. I think we're still on launchpad now. I forgot to load in a second pilot, but it shouldn't be a problem. See if we can turn very slowly. Oh, it's a big hill. Oh, drop it. Right. Okay. Observe material bay on the crawlaway. No crew on it. Okay. Observe the mystery goo twice so it's more accurate. Now, can I jump? No, no. Can I jump and grab it? There we go. Oh, no, it fell off. And back aboard and recover. It's a bit cheaty doing this, but it just makes the beginning of this level much easier. So we've now got 31 science. I can skip straight to general rocketry. There goes survivability. Drogue chutes, very useful. They've changed around this a little bit on the science tree. Drogue chutes unlock much faster. I'm fairly sure these didn't unlock so early before. Also, there's a new heat shield somewhere. An inflatable heat shield, did I read about? It's, oh, I can't find it. Here we go. Inflatable rings, inflatable heat shield, 10 meters. Beautiful thing. But now we're going to get the survivability. Stability isn't that important early on. General rocketry isn't either. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do the cheating again quickly. Okay, so now I can get a few more rockets and bits. I can now go. I'm going to go straight to escape the atmosphere. So we're going to use fuel tanks. Swivel engine. We're going to need a few basic fins. If you don't use basic fins, it's just going to spin out of control. Just doesn't work. And then we're going to use a thumper. Have we got any more weight? Might be close to the limit there. No, we've got a few more tons. I can remove the monopropellant from there. Add a parachute. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to add some drogue chutes. I don't have to worry at this stage about covering the entrance. Add some drogue chutes and some extra parachutes. This will let me recover the entire top stage. Which will get me a bit more money back. I have 4 tons of weight left. I don't think I can efficiently use that. I might be able to use a hammer, but I don't think that'll be able to get me off the ground, so probably not worth it. Obviously I could add the science payload to this. Check the staging, and the engine's in the wrong place, so let's move that down into the separation stage so it burns immediately and all the parachutes are running in the right order. Stability assist on, throttled max, go. So we're just going to rotate so that the 90 degrees is on the vertical. You have slightly more control on the vertical direction. There we go. Now we're going to go over to the side slightly, even though we're just going over the 70,000 back down again. The reason is that we need to have a little bit of space. We need to fly sideways a bit so that when we come back in we have more atmosphere to hit to slow us down. Otherwise we're going to die. You don't want to die, generally speaking. Here we go. Should be upper atmosphere now. So let's get some goo observation. Just going to rotate to the 90. I'm going to burn at the upper axis. The graphics here have changed a little bit, I think. This fading bit here, I think that's new. Essentially the game's playing exactly the same as before. That's all my fuel gone. It's got a nice little bit of a curve going. See if I can successfully do a re-entry now. So I'm going to rotate. I want to put the engine into the I reckon the engine's going to have better heat capacity than all these parachutes. Also, if the engine blows up, I don't mind too much since I don't need it anymore. If the parachutes blow up, it's slightly more problematic. Right, we're going in. We've got no power generator aboard, so I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, I can watch it through there. Let's use time accelerator a little bit. It's just drifting down at the moment. Actually put it at 90 degrees to the direction just to get a bit more atmospheric drag while I'm very high. Obviously at lower altitudes this is going to cause me to explode, but while I'm this high it's not too much of a problem. I reckon around 35,000 I'll have to... there we go, so it's 35,000 now, so I'm going to rotate so I'm reverse like that. Just going to spin gently to try and stop any hot spots for me. It wants to flip over. I think I'm losing some fins, but it's not too much of a problem. I'm nearly through the worst of it now. Yep, that's it. Ooh. See, lots of atmospheric braking there. And deploying the drogues. And deploying the main. Nice. There you go. First proper mission. So what have we also got? We've got KSP, which is basically the wiki. Got our money measurement here. Got our contracts. Right, so this is the same stuff but rotated 90 degrees plus this bit. Looks very cool. Right, we're about to land, so let's get ready for that. I'm going to want to catch it before it falls over. There we go. So we get a little bit of science. most of our money back, 87%. Got enough sites for advanced rocketry. I think what I'm going to go with is probe, so I can get thermometer. I reckon that will pay itself back almost straight away. I could then, after that, go for electrics, I think, rather than going for a manned mission, which really, a manned mission needs to have the Terrier. But I'm wanting to use the photovoltaics, so I could just send a little probe to the moon. So we're going to send a probe up. So this one's our most efficient one under vacuum. No, we can't make it any taller, and we haven't got any side separators. If we made it taller, it would just become unstable, so just gonna stack them top. Okay, stack them like that. With no separator. We're not coming down again, so that's not a problem. Now we're gonna split these up so it burns 2 at a time. Just to make the burn a bit longer. Problem is this, we've got no actual control as such, so I'm not sure how we're going to make the turn. I'm going to do it under power, I suppose, using the swivel. See how it goes. So we're probably just going to go far too vertical here. Right, so there's not enough thrust with 2 of them. He's not going to burn nearly long enough. I think I go too fast as well now with 4 of them. So maybe if I set the thrust to, I guess set them all burn together, but I'll set the thrust limiter to 75% on them, just so they burn a bit longer and don't cause too much atmospheric braking. Will of course mean I take longer to get up to speed as a compromise. I've got no control. I've got no control. Just gotta hope that I am able to make the separation before I run out of charge. I'll obviously get a little bit of charge from the engine in the next stage. So I've got 1 boost, it's just going to coast to me. It's going to keep me keep me ticking over. There we go. So side engine stop. This one's gonna, yeah, it's just about be enough. So I've got no control. So I'm still accelerating a little. I haven't actually got any control at all at the moment. I can't control my thrust either. So I'm going to go very high, but also not nearly at a good enough angle. So it's not going to be very efficient. Okay, so I'm going completely vertically to 153,000 meters. So it's double standard height. Should actually make it slightly easier to make orbit, it being so high. Though a nice curved one would be optimal. But if you are going to go completely vertical, being higher makes it easier. Okay, let's do separation. Set the throttle to a very low level just so I can turn around. Okay, and you see it regenerates our power with this engine. It's probably close enough. Let's go up to full burn. Just gonna get closer to the high point so it's a bit more efficient. There we go. Burned about half our fuel, but of course it's going to get lighter as we burn our fuel, and we've got no real payload, so it should be fine. So our acceleration's actually going up while this fuel is burnt off. There we go, it's going to pop there, and bingo bango, we've made orbit. Excellent. It's a very cheap probe, manages to make orbit. Little Sputniks up here. Unlike this real Sputnik, we haven't even got a little transmitter on board. It's very minimalist. This is just going to stay up there and gradually run out of fuel, run out of power, and just be a little dead weight. Didn't even bother titling it. That is very lazy of me. Right. So we're just going to get some in-flight data, and also a little bit on the runway. Just use a flea, I think, and we're not even going to bother filling it up. Just going to pop off the surface a tiny bit. Should be enough thrust to get us off the ground. We can even do an EVA. Perhaps I'll need a little bit more height for that. We don't want to go too high. This is probably about as low as we can go. Set staging, and let's do this. So on the ground, we're just wanting to log the temperature. This one we're wanting to pin, because we're going to do it in flight, as we are with that one. It's not letting me do both. Strange. So I'm going to go for EVA in flight as well. Crew report in flight. Observe. Observe. Log. Observe. Parachute. When I'm really slow, I'm going to try and do an in-flight EVA, which is kind of dangerous, but I reckon I can pull it off. So I want to do it fairly low to the ground in case we fall off the spaceship. Boom, pulled it off. Oh. Right. Little bit of explosion. I think I only lost the booster, which was worthless anyway, so it doesn't matter. I've got 42 science for that, which is a ridiculously large amount. So material study is the big one. You get a lot of science for that because it's so heavy. And then I get most of my money back as well. So I actually need to do a new mission. Okay, so let's do a quick mission just for a little bit more science. I want to do materials bay. But this time I'm going to do it in the upper atmosphere. Okay, so we'll do this with a heat. We'll do it properly with a heat shield. So get rid of the mono propellant on there. Stack separator. We're going to have no liquid fuel on board. Going to have, I think, the same booster setup we had last time. So we'll do the quadruple but remain attached setup. It's just so very cheap. That's probably too much this time, possibly, so we can go with 2 of them. Then we set the thrust limiter to 80 again, because I reckon we might be able to get away with that. Good. So we're going to have our basic fins. Is that everything? To have, I might need a bit more parachute. But right, I also have to make sure that I don't block I'm not sure that's going to survive. I can't put it on the top here because it's going to block the entrance, and I wanted to do an AVA. Right, so let's do the parachute setup here. So the drogue chutes go first, then we got the side one. So the top one might be enough, but I'm not. I I don't think that on its own that's going to do it. It's a bit gamey doing that way. No, let's see if that works. So most of the price on this mission is just this science. Science is fairly expensive. What we're going to do here is send her up, get our readings, come back down, do an EVA in upper atmosphere. I'm tempted to do an upper atmosphere EVA. It's quite difficult to do. It'll certainly be much harder to do later on. Let's do that then. So we got a little bit of control, so we can just turn around here. Thinking that thrust wasn't high enough, we might need 100% thrust. Okay, right, so it's just wanting to fly off this direction. As long as it doesn't go too far, it'll be fine. I don't think I'm going to fight it. Getting some good speed. Let's move to 45 degrees. Ah! Right, I think I just messed up. I've actually detached here. But it's stuck on top. It's kind of bad. I might still be able to get away with this. Do my science on here. Right, so I'm going to have a very, very steep return trajectory. It might actually be deadly for this. So this is going to slow me down faster. But if I'm still at this angle at 30,000 meters, I'm going to violently explode. Exploding is generally seen as bad. There we go. Right, that didn't work too well. I double clicked this. Okay, so I'm getting a bit more speed early on, make it more efficient. Since I'll escape the really thick part of the atmosphere much faster. Though now I'm hitting the atmosphere fairly hard and it's going to slow me down. So I'm going on to the next stage. So I'm just about sustaining. Right, rotate. Switch to this one. Let's head towards 45. Just wanted to go at this angle, so let's go at this angle. Oh, it's not going at this angle, okay. How are we doing for fuel? We nearly burned out? Yeah. So you really need to get it. science. That's much better this time. But we did miss the EVH opportunity. Let's get our sciences on. Then let's pin these so we can science a bit more easily on the way back down. Go do the separation. It's gonna rotate. Grab our sights. Okay, we're going to put the SAS on because it's wanting to be top heavy. It's quite annoying. Coming in quite fast. No, you don't. It's just wanting to flip over. So, drogue shoots, we have to get ready to do it quickly. There we go. Drogue's away. And, ooh, look at that acceleration. And there we go. Main shoots safely deployed. Safely disengage the stability assistance. There we go. Very nice little mission there. Wow, that's tons of science there. Tons and tons of it. All good stuff. Get most of our money back as well. Go into R&D, and now we can get electrics. We might even, yeah, we can get both. Which is very nice, because it means we can get the Terrier engine, which should make going to the moon very, very easy. Not that we've got moon mission yet. It's quite disappointing.